Hi Dover, so now that you have created your first web page, here's how you're going to edit it. If you're not already logged in to your page, go ahead and log in. Don't forget to use the Google login. And then you're going to navigate to the page that you own. So again, any page that you have the ability to edit, you should see this bar across the top. You will likely have a few less choices than I do, but that's fine. You'll still be able to do everything I'm going to show you. So right now you're still in what's called viewing mode of your web page. In order to be able to make changes, you're going to have to turn on design mode. So up here where it says design mode, you're just going to click this red button and it's going to switch you into design mode so that you can make changes to your website. So it's going to bring up a bigger menu here, and I just scrolled down my page so I could see a little bit more. Any place that you can edit on your web page is going to be outlined in this red box. Okay. So this red box will expand as I add more things, and the things that I can add in to that box are called portlets. And up here in this expanded toolbar up here are showing the portlets that are available to you to bring in. The page automatically comes with what's called a content portlet already there, and this is actually the most versatile portlet there is. You can do almost anything in a content portlet. So if you're ever not sure what to use, just go ahead and use that. Okay. A banner portlet is to put in a scrolling rotation of pictures. You can add another content portlet. Data summary is not something that we're going to get into right now. If you needed to add a map to your page for some reason, you can add a map and put in an exact address, and it'll pull in a Google map for you. You can bring in some tabs, so if you wanted to have a page where you had multiple areas that you could click in. There's other choices up here under collaboration. You can add a calendar. You can add discussion forums, document containers, mini calendars, photo galleries, that sort of thing. So right now we're just going to concentrate on editing this content portlet that is here. If you do ever want to add another portlet, it is simply a drag and drop. So if I wanted to add a banner portlet, I would just drag it down and then drop it here. The page will reload, and when I hover over it, I can see that I now have a banner portlet, and if I go up just a bit, I also have this content portlet still here. Okay. I'm actually going to get rid of this banner portlet so that I don't have it in the site, and to show you what it looks like when you delete a portlet. Okay. So when I hover over, I'm going to make sure I'm still in the banner one, and I'm going to just go click on this X. It's going to let me know that I'm about to delete that portlet. And it's telling you that when you delete it, any content that you have in there is also going to be deleted permanently, and you won't be able to get it back. So you have to actually click I agree and hit delete now. Okay, and then that one goes away. So to add some content, some words, pictures, files to my page, I'm going to edit this content portlet. So I have two ways I can do that. So you can see it says click here to edit. So I can click in the box to edit, and when I do that, it keeps me on the page, and it brings up a menu here that lets me do a whole bunch of different types of things. I can just start typing, and I can edit some of my typing. I can add photos, videos, files, web links, and things like that. Any changes you make, you're going to want to hit publish so that it goes live onto the website. I'm going to hit cancel for now so I can show you the other way you can edit. Okay, so what I did is when it said click here to edit, I went ahead and clicked there to edit. You can also click this red edit button, and it will bring you to an editor kind of within the web page. It's got the same tools, they're just not in the bar across the top. Either editor works exactly the same way. It's really just a matter of preference of this one looks to me a little bit more like Word, so if you're more familiar with that, that might be an easier way to do it for you, and you can kind of see what you're doing as you go. Okay? So it's going to be my web page for my third grade classroom, so I might say something like welcome to Mrs. Dunton's third grade. And then just like with any other type of editor, I can do anything I want with these words. I'm going to center them. The PX is pixels. It's just basically our font size. So you can go ahead and change that to be anything that you like. There's some options for automatic sizing there. We have just a very few choices for your fonts. Okay, so it's going to go ahead and format that how you like. You can change the color of your words. Okay. So you're going to go ahead and type anything that you like into there. If you wanted to add a photo, the first thing you need to do is find a photo. And you're going to want to make sure that you are using photos that you have legal permission to do so. So it either needs to be a photo that you yourself have taken, or it needs to be a photo that is free use on the internet. So for example, if I wanted to find a picture that I can use from Google, I can go to Google's image search and say that I wanted to find a picture of a clock. For some reason I was doing something with clocks for math. Okay, so I have this just search for clock and I get all kinds of clock pictures, but I'm not sure at this point if these clock pictures are okay for me to use for free or not. So Google has this option where if you click on this gear for settings, you can do what's called an advanced search. And if you scroll to the bottom of this advanced search page, the last option is usage rights. And so right now it's giving me everything that it can find with a clock. I want to make sure that any pictures that I'm using on the website are actually okay for me to use. So I am going to choose the option. I'm going to want to only look for pictures that are free to use, share, or modify, even commercially. If you're going to modify the picture at all, or if you don't care about modifying it, you can just use free to use or share. And then click advanced search. Now, any of these clocks I know are okay for me to grab a copy of from the internet and upload to my website. So I'm going to grab this one, so I'm just going to click on it. And if I right click on the image, I'm going to say save image as. They called it a station clock. That's fine. Although I'm looking at it and this is something called an SVG document, so I'm going to cancel that. I want an actual picture file that's common, so I make sure that the website can upload it. So I'm going to say right click on that clock and say save image as, and this was the JPEG. I'm going to call it clock. It's saving to my desktop, that's fine, and I'm going to hit save. So I can see down here that my picture is downloaded. I'm going to go back to my website. So now that I have that picture, to add it into my page, I'm going to click this little button that says Image Manager, and it will bring up a 3-part window to help me do some uploads. So this far left area is the file structure for the website. Every document and picture that gets uploaded to the site is actually stored there. So in order to keep the website files pretty easy to find, you're going to want to make sure that you have a folder here, and that's where all your files are going to get uploaded to. Okay. So there does happen to be a 3rd grade folder here already. If your department or your grade does not yet have a folder here for you to put images in, you're going to click this little new folder button, and you're going to make a folder for your department. Okay, so if I didn't have one for 3rd grade, I'd name it 3rd grade. Whatever it is for your department, you're going to hit OK. So when I click on 3rd, there are currently no files in 3rd grade, but I think I want my own personal folder within 3rd grade, so that I can keep my classroom files separate from my teammates' files. So within 3rd grade, I'm going to make my own folder called Dunton. Okay, so I can see 3rd grade, I now have a subfolder called Dunton. So when I click on my folder in the far left corner, this middle column is showing me any files that are there. There aren't any there, I just made my folder. So I'm going to hit upload. And I'm going to click the select button to find the folder, find the file on my computer, and I just pick this clock. And I'm going to go ahead and say upload. So now my clock file shows here, and it shows me a preview in the far right hand side. If I try to hit insert right now, it's going to give me an error, and it says please enter the alt text. The alt text field is available in the properties tab. So the properties tab is here, and the alt text box is here. So what this is when somebody hovers over your image on the website, a little text box pops up and says what the picture is about. So I am actually just going to call it clock again, and now I'm going to say insert, and then my picture shows up right there like I wanted it to. And when I click on the picture, I can resize it, I can make it bigger, I can make it smaller, I can add some text around it. Okay. And when I've made all the changes that I wish to make on my page, again I'm going to hit publish to make sure that everything goes live. Okay. So now on my web page, it's got my text and the photo that I inserted. Okay. Every time you make a change, your page defaults back to view mode so that you can check out what you've done. If you want to continue editing, just go ahead and click design mode back on. It'll bring you back to the page where you can make any more changes. So again, you can click right into edit, or you can click this red edit button here. So if I click into edit, looks a little different than before, but it's going to work the same way. If I needed to add more information, I can just go ahead and type, and I still have the same options of changing colors, fonts, font size, if it's left hand or right hand, okay, centered or not. Okay. The other type of item that you may want to put in here is a document, if you want to link to a document. So you can add in links to a Word document. So you're going to go ahead, if you would wish to do that, click the document manager. It's the little piece of paper with the paper clip on it. And this works just the same way as adding a picture. Okay. So in the file document, I don't yet have a third grade folder, so I'm going to go ahead and add that. And again, if I wanted to add my personal folder, I would do that as well. Okay, so I'm just going to show you a quick example if to add your file. So if I wanted to add, say, the school's May newsletter, I'd go to the folder that it was in that I had hit upload from. I would click on the folder, and again, just like the picture, you need some alt text. You need a tooltip for files, so I might just call this newsletter, and you can say insert, and then your document shows up there as a link that somebody can click on to open your newsletter. You may want to put in a link to another website. So if you wanted to send students to, I don't know, New Hampshire Public Radio, you would type in nhpr.org. Okay, and right now it's just text. But what I can do is if I highlight that text, this little world with the link is a hyperlink manager. So I highlight my text and I click that. The URL is the address, so I can go ahead and type in my address there. This also needs a tooltip. I can just type in a quick piece there, and I can say OK. And so now that is a live link. You can also, using that, put up a link for your email. So if you type in your email and highlight it, I'm just going to copy that so you don't have to type it again in a moment. Go to Hyperlink Manager, and then under this email button, I'm going to type in, there's my address, and you can make the link text be anything else. You can make it say email me instead of your address, and you can say OK. So it changed my address to email me, so now if somebody clicks on this, it will open up their email and have my address ready to go in the to box. Okay, so again, any changes you've made, you're going to want to hit publish, and when it does that, It puts all the changes you did live up on the site. I am still in editing mode, so if I want to take a peek at what it looks like in view mode, I can go ahead and turn design mode off and see what my page looks like. Right, so that was a basic overview of how to do some of the editing pieces to get you going on your website. We'll continue to put up different tutorials for different pieces of the website. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. Thanks.